Ho, 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 ho. Welcome into the Cam and Strick Podcast, Holiday Edition.
Let's go. Yoink, baby. What's up? Happy holidays. Let's go.
Hey, 2024 has been a great year for a lot of people. Some people may say, well, it hasn't been a great year. It's been a great year for the Cam and Strick Podcast. We're here at Half Coast Studios. We moved here in 2024. So this has been a great year. I hope you guys have enjoyed the year of the Cam and Strick Podcast. Thank you for all of your support, man. They continue to support us, Cam.
And you know what? Check us out on YouTube, by the way, because we started this about a year ago. So check us out. If you haven't checked out the YouTube page, we're here. You can see us. You can fucking hang. You can message us on YouTube. I'll message back to you. Andy's too good for that, but I'll do it. All good. Merry Christmas. We love all you guys. Check this out. Best of, baby.
I don't have a login.
All you got to do is comment on it. You don't have to log in to comment.
No, you do.
No,
I try to comment. No. You don't even know.
You don't have time. Andy doesn't have time for it.
You have to log in, and so then I actually got the...
Andy doesn't have time for it. He doesn't have time for you guys. I have time for the fans. So Andy doesn't.
I got the password from Brody for the Cam and Strick one, so I actually went in there and I responded to somebody.
Good. Yeah. That's what you do.
But it said Cam and Strick was the person responding, but it was actually me for that particular one. Lose a scarf. You're making me hot. I'm sweating looking at you.
Don't worry about me. Worry about you.
Hey,
Let's go, though. Let's go.
This is the best of. So these are, I don't know, hand-selected. We don't even know who's doing it. Is Brody doing it?
Yeah, I think Brody's doing it. We got some good ones.
Brody's doing it.
Yeah.
Hand-selecting the best clips. But let me just say, sometimes the best stuff isn't always in the clips. You got to go listen to the podcast maybe to find certain things, you know, because we want to protect Cam from like getting in trouble and stuff like that.
That's right. We got to protect the brand.
Which is very important. So listen, continue to support the podcast. We appreciate that. But more importantly, support our sponsors, man. All our great sponsors. We can't thank them enough for continuing to support us, man, throughout the course of 2024 and beyond, man, as we get into 2025, baby.
25, baby. Let's go. Love all y'all.
Best of. Enjoy. Happy New Year. The Cam and Strick Podcast is brought to you by First Form, baby. Use our link. And do it today. www.firstform.com/camandstrick.
Get jacked now. They are the real deal.
Get that protein. Check out the apparel. Eat those bars. And drink those energy drinks. Firstform.com/camandstrick.
Yeah.
Now on to the interview.
Can I ask you one question, though, about like the Nazem Kadri situation? I was going to ask. When you threw the water bottle, did you really throw it? Were you throwing it? Like, set the record straight. What'd you do? You threw the bottle at him. He's doing an interview, and then he's like, he just threw a bottle at me.
The victim.
Did you feel like he ran you on purpose in that situation?
Well, I mean, that's a couple years back now, but I mean, we know the way he plays the game, and I like how he plays the game. To be honest, he plays hard, and I'm sure he's someone you'd want on your team at some points. And I came back from the MRI at the hospital. Walking down, limping down the hallway, and I had an empty water bottle. I was looking for a recycling, no bags in it, so I kept walking. And I said, if this guy's here, like, if I run into this guy, I'm going to say something.
Yeah.
Because
you're heated.
You know.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, and then I come around the corner, and he's just doing an interview smiling, and I'm just like, man, like, so I just chucked the water bottle. And I kind of let up when I threw it, because I was like, I don't know, but I mean, in hindsight, I probably could have made a little more of a scene, let him know, you know, like, you're over there smiling, you're taking guys out of playoffs again. That's, you know, but I'm not worried about it. And I do like I like guys who play hard and yeah.
Fuck that. I am worried about it. That pissed me off, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I mean,
you were feeling it.
Fuck,
too.
everybody was pissed
at that point. You were playing.
I know, and you know what? People came on him hard, and I was like, guys, you know, don't lose your jobs over this. It's everything's okay, and stuff happens. It's a game, right? So it's part of it, and that was unfortunate. But you know, you got to move on.
No, I can tell when it's calculated. Like, you're under control. Like, I've always said that.
Yeah.
About you too. Like, whether it's the Dubnyk situation or Zucker or whoever, like, you know exactly what you're doing. Like, you're in control of the situation there, correct?
Yeah, for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll leave a little up to you know, creativity. Yeah.
Creativity. We had both those guys on, by the way.
Yeah.
Do you ever look at? Yeah, dude, we've had Dubnyk on and we had Zucker on. Yeah. When those situations happen and then you look at it the next day, how do you feel? Do you feel like, I wish I wouldn't have done that, or are you like, I should have gone further? Like, you're not embarrassed by that, are you?
No, it depends, and it's just different points in my career, and at the time, that's what I was about, and yeah, I don't mind making a little noise sometimes, and then I might be a little misunderstood in the journal reporter industry, but I feel like I don't think they do, but I hope they understand that sometimes that does create stories and more stuff to talk about. So yeah, I just kind of keep moving. I'm on a mission to win hockey games, and that's where my mind's at. So I'm on to the next one.
Have you gotten to a goalie fight before?
Just one against Copley. So it's kind of tough because we like each other a lot. So
Yeah, you just
it was different. Yeah, like it's yeah. And then my other fight was against PC Labrie on paper. We didn't really get. It wasn't like a legit fight, but
you came close. What was it, a couple years ago?
Marc-Andre Fleury.
Yeah, baby. Were you like, uh-oh, it's going down now?
this is like that story. Because he was shaking his hands at me a couple games prior, and then
What is that?
I heard.
Like this.
Yeah,
like,
kind of.
Let's go.
And then I heard through a mutual contact he. Why is it so funny?
Because
He didn't know. He didn't know. Like,
Yeah,
drop
go
the
ahead.
glove.
All right, mutual contact.
We had a mutual contact who said to the mutual contact that he would be open to fighting. And I saw an interview one time that he did, and he said, someone asked him, is there anything left you want to do in the league? And he said, I want to get in a goalie fight.
Yeah.
And I like Marc-Andre Fleury. I looked up to him, his style, the way he plays, he's a good teammate. So, he was on the moment, and I presented the moment, and he answered it. He came down, and it's tough. I felt like that was the moment.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously didn't go down. So
What the linesmen say? No.
yeah, we're just
Get out of the damn way.
we were kind of just like, come on. But I know it's their job too, right? Like they're probably told never to let the goalies go unless it's.
Is that what they're told?
I'm just
I would say
assuming.
yeah,
I'm
too.
just assuming,
I would
but
say
I don't know. And so it is what it is. There's no,
Well, now that the word is out, you're taking the boxing lessons. Nobody's going to want to fight.
What if you fought him and his beautiful teeth, and you caught him and knocked his 2 teeth
Oh
out?
my God.
His white pearly
I don't know if
teeth.
that would happen.
Oh,
They look
man.
pretty strong too.
They do
They
look
look
thick.
very
They look
strong.
thick.
They look some.
Your
strong
hand will be
teeth.
busted up.
Yeah,
dude.
no. Yeah.
Protect your body.
Well, next year's his last year. I feel like we.
Yeah,
should-
he'll go. Yeah,
Let's set this up.
that'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
Buckets off at center ice. Do it for the fans. It'd be hilarious.
Oh, the fans would love it.
Oh,
No,
God.
yeah, I don't know.
You look up to
We're-
some of those old school goalies who like. I mean,
Here comes Shovel
like
Day.
oh no, like Ron Hextall and some of those guys. You ever watch old school video of those guys?
Oh, I've seen the videos. I've seen the videos.
What do you think of those guys? We don't have too many like that anymore.
No, not too many. But I mean, they were pretty iconic, and you could tell the passion that they had. And yeah, me and my roommate in junior, we'd always watch the Hextall clips, and yeah, pretty funny.
crazy.
Pretty funny
I
now
can
to
see
see.
coaches go one or two ways. They're either going to say knock off the shit, stay in the net and play goal. I'm sure like that's the way a lot of coaches talk, or some are going to like encourage you to just hey, this whatever. You just got to be yourself.
Well, I think it really depends how the team's doing. There's times where I've done it in the past, but our team finds a way to win, and we're having success, and it's nothing, right? So it just depends on the situation too,
How is Chief
and the momentum.
with you?
Chief is great. I love Chief. We all love Chief. He's obviously a physical guy when he played, and yeah, but he was great.
So what your doctors? They think you're like they probably had never seen anything like you.
Well, my doctor's unbelievable.
Like, are you
Ramsey
busting out
Abu-
of there? Like, are you saying, hey, I want to go home, and they're saying no, and then you call
Yeah. He
He
Twister?
called fucking
and
Twister,
so
baby.
Twister, like, is that
Well,
a
not
little?
really. Not really.
Is he
I was
allowed
telling
to
the
do
doctor,
He's allowed to do a lot of things.
He's Ray Donovan, man.
Yeah.
He is.
He is Ray Donovan. He is. Listen, I don't care who you know. They're like, guys will have a few cocktails. He's a guy you call in the middle of the night when you're really in trouble. Bullshit. Yeah, I got 5 guys in my hand, and I'm lucky to have 5 that I would even think might, and I know one for sure, and he's a 3 a.m. guy.
100%.
100%. Guys are full of shit when they say that, oh, I would, or other guy. Yeah, you would until your wife taps you on the shoulder and says, the police are going there too. Oh, wait, I got 3 kids.
Mm-hmm.
This fucking guy showing up every time. And I phoned him, and I had a breakdown in the shower. And it was 11 at night, and I just called him. I said, hey, you got to get me out of here. Like, I was crying. I was hyperventilating. And I got out of the shower, straightened myself. I go, you got to come get me. He goes, what's the matter? I said, get me out of here. I need you to get me out of here. I'm losing my mind. He goes, what's the matter? And I said, I don't know. But I said, I got to get out of here. You can come and get me. And all he said was, are you hooked up to anything? And I said, nope. And he said, I'll be there in 25 minutes.
Had you gotten out of the hospital yet? Had you been in there from like the time you checked yourself in? Had you been out yet or no at this point?
No. Losing my mind.
So he just walks in and...
Well, no, he doesn't, because I phone him back 15 minutes later and turn him around and say, it's a bad time. Come tomorrow morning.
Yeah.
Because the doctors will see me and we'll get the hell out of here.
Yeah. How does that work? Like, can you leave? You have to be released? Like, if you're
you got to be discharged, man.
dude.
You can't leave the
just
floor.
leave.
Yeah.
You ever, like, what was your, like, family saying? Like, you got to...
I didn't tell my. What are you, stupid?
Yeah,
you don't
yeah,
tell your
yeah,
family.
you're
You
not
don't
telling
home and
them.
tell your wife.
What's wrong with you?
That's the difference between you and me. I'm not going to tell my family shit.
Yeah.
I'm going to go home and tell them that they let me go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Okay,
it was
I got you.
not really thinking, but
Mhm.
it's not a good plan. It wasn't a good plan. But he shows up in the morning.
Mhm.
And he's ready to go. And he said, what do I need to do? And I said, you need to bring a truck because I got this Peloton. And you need
Peloton.
and you need 2 hockey
He's
bags.
got to carry the
Yeah.
And he
Peloton
goes,
out.
2 hockey bags. I go, yeah, they brought all this Christmas shit in here. And I shouldn't say it like that, but they
Mhm.
brought all this Christmas stuff in here, a tree that folds down, and they think I'm staying here for Christmas. I'm not going to be here for Christmas.
So this is right before Christmas.
This is the 22nd of December.
Oh,
Okay.
God.
And he goes, you're not going to be in there? And I go, get me out of here, man. I can't be in here. So I've packed everything up, taken the lights down. People sent baskets. I've condensed it into stuff that
Mhm.
makes sense. And I've got it all laying on this love seat. He comes in with 2 hockey bags, and he's got the things to take it out of the cart to take it out of there. Throws me the bags. We pack up the bags. He's dressed accordingly to get out of there and says, go down the employee elevator here. Go down the employee elevator. Walk through by the coffee shop. Go up the stairs, the escalator. You see that truck down there? I'm on the 10th floor. See that truck? Pardon me, 8th floor. He goes, you see that truck out there? That's my truck. It's one of our service trucks. Got the hoist down. He's got pylons around it. His flashers on in the emergency
He knows.
loop. He goes, go get in that truck, and I'll be out there. And I said, the doctor's not here yet. He goes, what? I go, the doctor's not here. He goes, I don't know how we're getting this thing out of here without somebody seeing me. Go get a sheet. So I take my bedding off because I'm leaving anyway, so I put everything in the soiled sheets, and I put the sheet over the Peloton. And then he takes the bags and goes and comes back. And he comes back, and he's just got his beanie on, standing all, twister, intimidating, big, tilted
Fuck
back,
yeah.
built like a brick shit house.
Still.
And he's standing there, and he says, the doctor walks in. And the doctor has promised me if I hit my numbers, I can get out. But he's at a seminar somewhere. So 2 days earlier, I've hit my numbers. And I've done all my stuff. I needed 2,400 push-ups. I've done 2,800. I need 2,400 sit-ups. I've done 2,800. I need 7 miles a day of walking in there. I've done 8.5 miles a day of walking. I've done 30 minutes minimum of Peloton up to 45 minutes. I'm done. And I got my numbers. I went out. But I could have been out on the 20th. But I'm having these irrational thoughts, and I'm saying, get me the fuck out of here, because I'm going to lose my mind. If I'm in here, and I'm supposed to be out, and I'm saying in my mind, I'm supposed to be out. So the doctors that are coming in to see me, they're in fellowship. They're like, well, we can't discharge you. I'm like, I'm not supposed to be in here. If I got my, where's, so they're telling me Ramsey's at this seminar. So he comes in, and I go, oh, look who came back when the work's done. Look at this. And Twister's standing in there, right, to around the corner. And he comes like, I know, I heard you've been, and he's unbelievable. First of all, brilliant, cares about his patients, cares about me, been unbelievable in my family.
He know who you were and everything?
No, which
No.
is a whole different story.
No.
But he says, I know. And he goes through the spiel with me, right? Okay, I was at a seminar. I go, okay, well, you didn't keep your word. He goes, what? I go, you didn't keep your word. And he looks over and he sees Twister. He goes, hey, Ramsey Aboud. Twister goes, Tony. Stands like this. He goes, were you a hockey player, Tony? Nope.
Ray Donovan.
Just stands there. And now he's kind of looking at Twister like, uh-oh, right? And so he goes, well, I'm going to discharge you today. I go, are you, though? Are you really going to discharge me, or is this another charade? And he goes, no, I'm going to get you out of here today or something like that. Are you good with that? And I go, I'm good with it. He goes, Tony, you good with it? He goes, Oh, I fucking knew he was leaving today. I just didn't know how we were getting his bike out of here without anybody seeing. And so it was God's on. So he just grabs the bike because at that point, he's like, well, your wife can come and get you now. I don't need to take you out of here. So we don't need to say anything to anybody. So he takes the bike and he's gone. He's gone to my house. He's taking and unpacking all my stuff. So my sons come. They're helping. They're like, oh, hey, Dad, oh, you're going, what? You're going home? So now I'm going to get discharged. I get discharged. Nobody says anything. Great Christmas, 27th December, go in for a bone biopsy. And he spills the beans to Raylyn. Basically, throws me under the bus. And I'm looking at him like, what the fuck? And she gives it to me. She's like, he goes, yeah, I'm going to discharge you. You're going to have no immune system. You're going to have no white blood cell count, no platelets. But I'll just let you go home. What's the difference? The big guy will just come and haul you out of here anyway. Like, basically, like, hey, you smarten up. And Raylyn's giving it to me. So I'm like, all right, so I know I got to be in more than 7 days of chemo, right? Anyways, I do say to him after, hey, next time you doctors go to a seminar, one thing you guys should implement is a little talk amongst you where you don't have to run home and tell your wives everything. Because that's not what our fucking hockey players do. Because he goes, what's wrong with you hockey players? Because you don't have the flu, you got leukemia. Like, and he was right. I mean, everybody was right. Everyone was right.
He was. Yeah.
I was in the wrong. But no one can question Tony Twist about whether or not he's coming to help you. If he says, hey, I got your back, you're in, man.
You goddamn right.
Yep.
Hey, so when it first started, and I talked to Tony Granado the other day on the radio show, and he was talking about it. But like, what did you feel exactly? Where you're like, God damn it, something's off. Like, what was it? Like, was it just fatigue, or was it something else?
It was fatigue, and it was inflammation. Like, I had an infection in my mouth, and I had an infection in my knee and my ankle. And they were telling me I had gout in my knee and ankle, but my tooth wouldn't tighten up around an implant. I went to a doctor who was really smart, Trish Herford, and I said, hey, I need, a friend of mine, Gina Gamblin, recommended you and yada, yada, yada. And I went there and I said, I don't know what's wrong with me, but something's wrong because I can't get rid of this swelling in my mouth. And then I'm getting surgery on Monday. And I go and I can't get rid of this inflammation in my leg. And it's pissing me off because I can't have a normal. Every morning I get up, I limp. It's painful. It's really painful.
Just your right leg?
Yeah, my knee and my ankle. And I go, they telling me that it's gout.
Ooh.
And I go and I don't think it is because I've been taking these pills and they don't do anything. And like I'm not drinking. I'm not like all the things they said to quit. I quit, and I don't know what the hell's wrong. And so if you've quit for 2 months and all the things you're supposed to do, 2 months is a long fucking time not to feel any difference. So she goes, let me do some tests. So she did some tests. Monday morning, I'm in there, just walking in to Dr. Paul Pence, who fixed me, and she wasn't happy with, but that's okay. That's a difference of opinion in doctors, and he's unbelievable. He said, we got to take this thing out. You got all this infection in there. I'm going to take it out. Because otherwise you're going to get a blood infection. The tooth, the implant.
Yeah,
that's
my dentist too, by the way.
Yeah, is it? Yeah, and you got a bone spur up there. We're going to take that. We're going to pack cadaver bone up in there, put this in and let it grow back around your jawbone, and eventually we'll put another implant in. But you're going to have to get this cut out. Meantime, she's texting me, do not get that surgery. And I'm like, call me. She's on a plane coming from Austin. She goes, I can't. I'm on a plane. Do not get that surgery done. So then her assistant or nurse calls. So Paul, we weigh the decision, take this thing out. So we take it out. Meantime, my phone's off. I come in the lobby after it's done. I'm, sewed up and going to be healed because and I've got a furlough from the hospital for an hour and a half. So he's done it in an hour and a half when nobody's there because I can't be in contact with people and have my immune system compromised. So he's done this thing. Meantime, I get up in his chair and I tear my patella tendon off my kneecap.
Oh my Christ.
Because your tendons get really brittle.
Yeah.
So now I don't know it at the time, but I end up in a wheelchair for 2.5 weeks. So I get in the car, Raylyn's like, what the hell is wrong with you? And I said, I don't know. I blew my knee out. So anyways, it became this joke where I got back to the hospital. Ortho people looked at me. Back up. Trish pissed off at me. Are you bleeding? I go, no, I'm not bleeding. She goes, you're not bleeding at all? And I go, you don't know me very well. I'm not a bleeder. I don't bleed. I go, I'm not bleeding. I'm fine. She goes, go to Siteman's. So I went to Siteman. I'm like, what am I going to the cancer thing for? So I don't like your blood work. So I go there, and I'm thinking, well, I'd had this prostate cancer, and maybe something returned or whatever. I go in there, blood, hour and a half. I get in. Now I'm in with the doc. The doc walks in. A couple people walk. A couple other doctors, and he goes, "Are you? You think you got gout?" And I said, "No." And he goes, "You don't have gout." But first, he introduces himself, and he says, "I'm Ramsey Aboud. I'm going to be your physician." And he goes, "I want you to know that I don't know anything about hockey, and I don't know anything about you. I know zero about it, and I'm sorry." I said, "I don't care." And he said, "But these two people right here seem to think you're the toughest guy that walked on soil in St. Louis. And 20 people on the other side of the wall are going to act professional when you leave here. And they're concerned. So I'm going to make you better. Are you good with that?" And I go, "Yeah." He goes, and now he hasn't said, he goes, "Well, you got, AML, which is acute myeloid leukemia. And that means you have aggressive leukemia. And we're going to make you better." And I said, "Okay." And he said, "We're going to sit here and make a plan. And we've talked about it. And I think you're a great guy for a trial we're doing. And, I think I'd recommend it, but it's up to you. You can go down a couple paths." And I said, "Listen, I mean, if you're going to make me better, then that's the deal." And he asked if I wanted to know any statistics or analytics on it. And I said, "No." And he goes, "Do you want to call anyone?" And I said, "No." He said, "Well, I see you're married. You don't want to call your wife?" I said, "No, because she's in Phoenix, and let's make a plan and we'll have this conversation." And he goes, "Okay." So he goes, "You want to know?" So he's asking about I said, "I don't care about any of that. Don't tell me that. I don't care. Is there winners and losers? Winning team, losing team?" He goes, "Yeah." I go, "I'm on the winning team. That's all. It's all that matters." And he goes, "Okay, if you want to know any," I go, "I'll give you some statistics. 3,970 players played one game or more in the NHL in 120 years. 3,970 players played one game or more in the NHL in 120 years. Of the millions and millions and millions of parents that think their kids going to the NHL, 4,000 have gone to the NHL. 4,000 for you parents, okay? Don't be fucking stupid." And so there's a stat. I go, "You think I got a better chance of beating this?" And he's smiling. He goes, "I like your attitude." That was it. We never talked about any of that other shit ever again. Ever.
Hey, when you hear people call you a bust, does the word bust, does that bother you? Are you go through all the first overall picks? I mean, you had a better career than a lot of other guys who were drafted first overall, right? I mean, but there's other guys that have to deal with that too. I mean, the kid out of Edmonton, obviously, and Yakupov, there's other people who have to deal with that type of label, but that's always followed you around as well. You think that's unfair? Does that bother you when you hear that?
Well, unfair. It is what it is. You're in a game that you're making more money than 99% of people, 100%. And the reason is because the media put a lot of attention to the sport, and people are buying tickets. So they need to promote, and they need to promote positive and negative, and they need some content to be around. And I'm an easy target because I'm an happy dude, and I was supposed to be that guy, the McDavid of Ottawa, and it didn't happen. So what? Oh, he's a bust. Okay. If it bothers me, I'm gonna be 50 in a couple of years. At one point, gotta let it go, man. It's nothing I can do. That's gonna be when I'm 75. They're gonna talk about it. So for sure, it bothers you. It's never a label that you want your kids to look at and say, "Hey, why are you a bust? What does that mean?" Oh, fuck. Now you go to the explanation thing and, expectation versus what you do. And it is what it is. And some people, not you guys, but if somebody comes to me and he said, "You're a bust." "Oh, yeah. How many games did you play, buddy?" You start that conversation.
I got to say it to him all the time. Hey, what about do you get invited back to anything with Ottawa or doing events for the NHL at all? Do you alumni stuff? And if you do fans treat you good? Do they recognize you still?
I did one with Ottawa. We did the Winter Classic. They had so that was great. Yeah, no, the fans were awesome. Yeah, they were cheering me. I said, "Geez, really?"
Oh yeah.
And I did two for the Heart Foundation in Nova Scotia. So that was great. Yeah, and no, it's all positive. It's all come full circle. And the NHL, I did. It's going to be, I think, at the end of the month. It's a doc about those years and the way I lived it and mental health and being young, being 18 years old and being thrown out. It's big. It's a human piece, but no, the NHL is super positive because I think you can't have 20. You can't be 20-20 with McDavid every draft. It's not going to happen. So, but there's a lot of positive of doing sports, playing hockey, and just playing a sport in general is a good thing. Playing in the NHL, it's like 0.00%, and coming out on top and being healthy, and I think the NHL really wants to push that agenda, and I think it's a great thing. And yeah, they reached out for that reason. So those are the only 3 things I did. The rest, they don't call me, man. Don't call me.
We're calling you. We call you.
We're calling you. Hey,
yeah.
But tell us about this documentary,
Yeah,
because it's one of the reasons why I reached out to you to begin with, man. I knew you were putting that together, so I felt like maybe this would be a good opportunity to promote that, man. I can't wait to see it.
Damn right.
I'm sure you've seen it in terms of how it's come out.
Yeah.
Do you like how it's come out? Like, what does it portray the story that you wanted to, bring to the people?
It definitely explained all the steps for my career, but it's when you do a doc about your career and your life, it's a little bit awkward, like because it's all about you and it's all about what you lived. It explains a lot. I'm happy with the cut. I didn't see the last cut, but I saw the previous one. For me, my dad passed away last year, so he's in the doc. So that was a great moment. We spent a lot of time the last year. They reached out to do it. I was surprised because they pitched to Amazon 2 docs. One is the Sakic big trade, non-trade with Colorado, which
The
is
offer sheet or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And out all fold in the back scenes. It's great. And they sent a list of players, and Amazon decided my story was the most compelling, and whatever, for X reason. So I was very flattered. I said, "Really, man?" I was at home. I said, "Really, you want to do something really like a 45 minutes all out?" I said, "Yeah." So, and for me, it brought a lot. It was a big circle of emotions because at one point I'm in the NHL. You have like a studio, and they show highlights. They show interview. 18 years old, and you see yourself. So really, man, it's a lot of emotion comes out, and I just hope that whole thing, because I'm an Celtic person, I'm happy, and I hope it features that. Like, I just hope it doesn't go too much into the negative part, because the negative was a small part of my life. In a negative, I'm saying negative, like the negative outburst from the media, because my life's been pretty happy for a long time. I had some mental battles I have to go through during my career, but as far as life goes, it's been great. So I just hope the message is very positive. That I don't know. Like, I didn't, you tell me.
Yeah. Oh, we will for sure, and I bet I hope it is, because anytime we talk to anybody about you, like, they was like, dude, he's the happiest guy ever. He laughs at every, and then I'm talking like, I can tell you have a smile on your. I love that, but people don't understand it unless they talk to you. You know what I mean? Yeah. They just get what the media says about you. But if you talk to you, you can tell like you're just a happy guy.
And I always been like that, and I always wake up in the morning very happy, and I work a lot in the sense that. I think when I retired at 25, made me realize a lot of things. You guys do this. Yeah, you get paid, but at the same time, you're very excited to wake up in the morning and do interviews and try to reach, people's mind and people's view of people. So for me, it's the same thing. You wake up in the morning, you need to set goals. You need, we're doing real estate deal. We're doing a new show. You need to get that going and working with people. That's the thing I missed the most when I retired, is you have nobody around.
Yeah.
You remember, they give you a schedule first week, every week they give you a schedule, tack, tack, tack. You retire, you have nothing. You have to rebuild all this
Mm-hmm.
and make it because it's never going to be like a dressing room ever. And you don't know that till you retired, which is the saddest part because all the players will tell you is the most fun you have because playing is very stressful. You're not happy about your ice time. There's a lot of, negative, positive, and you don't win, you win, the media. And setting that schedule as a dressing room ain't going to happen. So what do? Well, you get involved with companies or people or that you can have those brainstorm meetings. You can be as close, but the people you're going to be working with, they didn't live hockey, they didn't breathe, they didn't, they don't have the same commitment in life. So your expectations got to go a little, like of your expectation. Maybe maybe you're too, you're too. So that was for me. That was the thing that was the toughest. And when I reached that, when I figured it out, it was awesome. So now, every day there's something to do.
Guy Carbonneau, man, and we've had him on too. So, and I'm sure you told the story, man, but you got to break it down for us. So he's your father-in-law. He's your teammate. When did you first spot his daughter? Who was the first teammate you told? And what was that initial conversation like with Guy? Did he make it awkward? Did he make it really comfortable right off the bat? Like, break that down for us.
Well, I've got my version. I'm sure he's got a different one,
Yeah.
but so I think the first time I ever saw her was we had the New Year's Eve party, possibly before that, but I was up. I think I was singing Guns N' Roses as a rookie. They made us get up and sing. The story, they think I'm singing Ricky Martin. I don't think I've ever sang a Ricky Martin song. Wouldn't know one. But anyway, I got booed off the stage. She came up. I recognized her. Wow, she's pretty good looking. Who's that? The questions are asked. I said, it's your teammate's daughter. Okay, I'm not going there. I'm a smart enough teammate not to mess around with a teammate's daughter. I'll speed the story up. Well, there was certain barbecues, Carbo's birthday party, numerous times he's saying, getting a call here. My daughter's here. Why don't you say hi? My daughter's here. We're going to this restaurant after the game. Why don't you come? My daughter's coming. So it was almost giving me the okay. Fast forward the end of the season, we're at a big team meal in San Jose. I remember it like it was yesterday. Carbo's beside me. Mike Keen's across the table from him. I'm in a conversation over here, and I hear my name. Keener goes, "So, Carbo, what's the deal with Brendan and your daughter?" And I just hear, I perk up, and I hear him go, "I don't know. The kid does not have the balls." And so I'm like, okay, well, yeah, now it's game on. And so there was a conversation we had after that, but it was more, we're getting to playoff time. It's becoming a story in the news. And we sat down, we had a talk. Ken Hitchcock was involved, and it was not an issue on our part. The media and people in Dallas seemed to think it was a bigger deal. Guy and I were straight. There was no problem there. I had his approval. And so that's my version of how it all went down.
Was he keeping an eye on you, like on the road and stuff like that? Listen to certain things you're saying?
I'm sure he was. Prior to dating her, people liked story time in the locker room, and there was no more story time after I started dating her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's funny because Dallas it's kind of like they cover the social scene there, so I'm sure that was a big story, man. I mean, Brendan Morrow, this young up and coming stud with the stars dating Guy Carbonneau, future Hall of Famer, man. Like, what's the age gap with you and Guy?
20 years. When I was 20, he turned 40 that year. So that was his big 40th birthday. Yeah.
And so was she comfortable with it too? Like, I mean, right off the bat? Like, what about from her perspective?
I think she would even agree. If there was somebody pursuing the other one, it was probably more her pursuing me. I was trying to stay, not mess with the teammate, but she was constantly coming around. And she actually said to her mom one day watching the game, she said, "I see this player with these bright blue eyes." And she told Mom, I'm going to marry that guy. So that's what she said at whatever, 17, 18 when she was. But So yeah, I think she was probably the one pursuing. She would disagree I lie. She would probably say that I was pursuing her. I did see her. I thought she was attractive, but I wasn't going to mess with the teammate's daughter.
She's like,
she
Brendan,
couldn't help herself, could she?
She's like, why aren't you winning the Selkie
only
like my
human.
dad?
Those blue eyes will get them.
Why aren't you winning more face-offs?
Hey, did Guy ever have to did he ever get mad at you for anything? Like, just like, hey, sit you down and talk to you about anything like that?
Not because of his daughter. Probably like, hey, dumbass, why were you there on that penalty kill? Like, don't block a shot like that. No, we got a really good relationship. I got really lucky in the in-law department. We got a lot of the same kind of joys. We play a lot of golf together. We did in Idaho. We share a home in Gaza Ranch in Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. So we spent a lot of time playing golf together. And I enjoy our time. So and he was a good guy to pick the brain on when I was, not really, I played power play. I never really killed penalties in junior. I was more 5-on-5 power play. And when I got to Dallas, I had to do the opposite. So he was a good, smart mind to pick his brain on penalty killing.
Yeah, I mean, Dallas had that crossover, the Montreal connection with Bob Gainey and whatever. But like being with Guy in Montreal, how he gets recognized everywhere, I would imagine, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, at dinner, walking down the street, I think we went to a football game, an Alouette game one time, and we were walking down the street, and he almost caused 3 or 4 accidents, just car stopping, pulling over, yelling at him, hey, Guy, and whatever they say in French. I didn't understand it, but he would say something back. But he's like a god there in Montreal.
You think Berube is a good fit for that roster there? I mean, you said it's going to be, we don't know what the roster, I guess, is going to look like. They're going to make some changes.
That's just it. But I think that's the type of coach they want.
Mm-hmm.
He's obviously had success. He's, when he got fired in Philly, I was didn't really understand it, but Hexy wanted his own guy in there. And so, but I like Chief. I had him as assistant coach there. Obviously played against him a long time.
Mm-hmm. Was he running the forwards in Philly?
Yeah.
Did you ever go have a fuck match?
It was funny though. This is when Colton Orr was in Toronto and he was kind of running the roost, right?
Oh yeah.
And he's coming by our bench and he's motherfucking everybody. And what are you gonna fucking do? And he's like, I'm not talking to you, Chief. Is that what he said that? Oh fuck yeah.
He's a cool kid.
Oh yeah. He was like, I get it. Not talking to you, Chief.
Respect, dude.
I mean, as he's going and then he saw Chief, like I think they locked eyes. He's like, not talking to you.
Yeah, I like that, dude. I like that.
How many times, like throughout your career, were people asking you to fight, and you were just like, I don't need
all the time. Ask
need
him.
Yeah, I don't need to fight.
Well, I'm playing 30 minutes. You're playing 3.
Yeah.
How dare you say that to me? Well, hey, can I ask you something real quick?
Yeah.
Both are primes.
Yeah.
Do you think you can beat me up in a fight?
Probably not.
Oh, really?
Wow.
You know, Brian?
You don't have to say
God
that to me,
dang,
nice.
man.
You can't hurt that
God
head.
dang.
What kind of
boy.
journey are you on now? Come on now.
Look at this head.
You guys get that?
Look at the size of this head.
Yeah. 250 right now.
Yeah.
When was your prime,
yeah.
Cam? What years were your? Because
right now.
say when was your prime? Was the Edmonton year your best season you ever had? Because for me, I watched pretty much every game you ever played. That may for me, and I don't want to answer every game.
Maybe start to finish, but how about this one? Here's a great story for you. As you guys were talking about the illustrious media and how great they are, I was 4th in voting for the Norris Trophy that year. Okay, so you're thinking I'm 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th on how many ballots? Do you think I made the 2nd All-Star team?
Did you not?
No. What does that tell you about the common sense that they're voting with? That they're not putting their top 4 guys in the 4 slots in the All-Star teams. That happened 3 times in my career.
Where you were 4th and you did not make the...
Or I was 3rd, 4th,
Really?
2nd.
Because
How many times were you a finalist? 5 times?
I was in the top 5.
Top 3.
I know. Thanks, friend.
See what I have to deal with every day?
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
He's laughing.
Oh, yeah. Maddie's laughing.
You have everything.
I was in the top 5, I think, 8 or 9 times.
Wow.
So why do you think that is? Because you
Here's what I'm gonna tell you. And Andy knows the real. I made the media work for it. I was not gonna just let them softball it. Just if you want a good answer, ask a good question. So if you're gonna rip on me for having a shitty day, if you have a bad day, I'm gonna rip on you too. And I'm holding them to the standard. And most of the media members don't like that.
didn't like it.
I was a good interview, but I was not an easy interview. Ask good
But you
questions, get good
became
answers.
A really fun interview for the media. They like the back and forth.
Later.
As you got to Philly, when you got to
later
Philly.
they figured it out.
Yeah.
It's like one day I was screwing around when I was in Anaheim.
Mhm.
We were in Minnesota. And Teemu, the nicest man alive, was just holding court with the media. And a friend of mine, the media guy, walks in and I'm just laying into him, just screwing around. And a couple of the media guys, then I start talking to him. I leave, catch the bus, and a couple of the media guys goes, "Oh my God, he's tough. I can't believe he took that. What? Why?" And he's like, he was kidding.
Yeah.
But all these guys think it's real and you're not allowed to have fun. You can't play with each other.
Dare you?
Yeah. So I think once I got to Philly, it was, I had a meeting the first, week I was there with all the media. And I'm like, we've heard all the horror stories about the Philly media. I got along great with them.
Really?
I just sat them down. I said, listen, you can write good stuff. You can write bad stuff. You can rip me. You can do whatever you want. I have no problem. Just don't misquote me.
Mm-hmm.
If you misquote me, there's the door. Don't even think I'm going to talk if you're around me.
Damn right. Did they ever misquote you?
Nope.
Okay. Nobody did ever?
No. I got ripped all the time.
Not in Philly. but
Canadian
anywhere
media were the ones ripping you, though, correct?
When?
Throughout the course of your career, over the majority of the time, if you were being criticized, it was by the Canadian
Not
media.
necessarily, no.
No?
There's a couple, I don't want to do them any service and mention.
Do you feel like the Canadian media...
I didn't play in Canada other than 1 year in Edmonton.
Right.
So...
Game 7 of the 2006 Stanley Cup Final.
Yeah.
You were like the overwhelming front runner to win the Conn Smythe. Certainly,
Yeah, what changed?
certainly if Edmonton would have won. Did you ever think about that? Like,
Why would-
heading into the game? It
No. God, no.
Okay.
No, I was thinking about the game.
Yeah.
Do you think about the next question?
Yes.
No.
You think so?
How can I set him up for the next question?
No.
No.
Do you think you should have won it anyway, even in a loss?
He said we're not going to talk hockey
Dude,
questions with you.
I don't... Whether I didn't win it.
Mm-hmm.
It is what it is.
Well, John Shabaskin Jaguar, we've had him on, and he won the Conn Smythe in a loss. Remember that picture?
Okay,
So it's kind of like he's like holding the trophy.
So
like,
how do you
yeah. He's like, am I supposed
So
to
did Ron? Did
smile
Ron
or not?
Hextall win it 1 year? The year there, the finals?
Maybe. Yeah.
When in Philly? Yeah. So what is your point?
I'm just curious. I was always wondering
If what?
if you ever like
My heart was
felt like
broken and I cried.
felt like you should have won that award.
Long tears. No.
Can I ask you a question real
Yeah.
quick?
Please do. Thank you. you can't let him bogart the mic.
I know this might be a weird one, but
I expect nothing less.
and I know. You and Chopper,
Yeah.
or you and Scotty Niedermayer, who are you taking if you're in a game 7? Oh God, is that a bad question?
No.
That's legit.
No,
I was gonna actually
Don't
ask
answer it.
yeah. Hey, deep
Why are you
thoughts
stealing
with
my
Cam.
because I asked. Didn't I?
No, you didn't ask that. He did.
I
Just
asked.
now.
I asked Quenneville privately.
Here we go.
He's got.
I said Seabrook,
always about him.
Pronger, or McInnes. Who are you taking?
Yeah.
And it was a private conversation. I don't know. if
Oh,
I
here
can
we
give
go.
that.
Now he's going to bring it up, but he's not going to say.
It's always a private
You got
conversation.
to hear
Hey.
first.
He said Pronger, or McInnes.
Oh, so now he's revealing the info.
Is
So-
that bad? We can edit it.
Chopper
Yeah.
or Scotty?
You know what the funny part is? I never played with either one of them very much.
Really?
We were always
Talked about it
we were
a lot.
always
Power play, maybe.
A little bit of power play and then late in games, but
PK.
outside of that,
Okay.
usually late in game, last minute or two.
You played with McDonald, right? The most. Who'd you play with the most?
Who?
Or in God, why am I forgetting his name?
O'Donnell,
O'Donnell.
Oh,
God.
in
Sean
Anaheim?
Anaheim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sean O'Donnell.
and then Matt
dude,
Carl
big
in
dude.
Philly.
Yeah. His brother's having a hell of a run, huh?
David,
Good coach.
he's been there a long time.
Was Niedermayer though like the best skater?
Oh my God!
I mean, come on.
Here's one. Salt Lake City Olympics. elevation. He's out there twirling around. He said like a minute and a half, just cruising around. I was supposed, he's my guy. He felt bad. His lefty changed. My guy went out. He now played with my guy. And he just looked over and he's just like, oh shit, I better change. Like he wasn't even, paying attention. he didn't have to change. He just looked. He's like, oh, this is not my partner.
Do you look at that like, God, every stride's a struggle?
Oh yeah, just sinking into the ice and grinding for every stride. Yeah. And he's just floating around, cruising.
Who'd you play with
Impressive.
mostly? And how many Olympics did you play in? 3?
4.
4? So your last one was 2004? 10.
I was not in Sochi.
Okay. Crosby on that team, 2010?
He was. I think he scored that goal that I think it's
he
called the
scored
golden goal.
You remember that?
He's having a tough go. Did he do any research?
Joking.
What'd you do this morning?
I'm joking.
Did you do any research?
We've had plenty of conversation on the golden goal. 2010. We've had lots of guys from that team. It's a joke.
No, it's not.
It did. It went
that
over.
was a subtle flex, by the way. Dan, everything's a subtle
He's
flex.
usually really good. Like, what's wrong with you today?
Is he nervous?
No, he always has. You tortured him at a young age, and he can't get over it.
I used to I used to say to you, like, I don't appreciate the way you're talking to me in front of my peers. Like,
yeah. And sorry,
there's some funny clips of you.
Ask better questions, Andy.
Yeah. What's your question?
Yeah.
Is that a question?
Yeah. Hey, first question. Make it a good one.
But what do you do after
Hey,
you
remember
win?
you got criticized
For doing that?
for tearing your ACL?
Oh, yeah. Me and Bernie Miklas got into it.
Really?
I go to hit Yzerman. He submarines me, blow my ACL out. Next day, article in the paper. My fault.
For running out of position.
Running out of position. Oh, you want me just to give the line? Let him have it? Oh, here. No, come on. Go ahead. Take a shot. So then I corner him after. I'm walking around in my crutches and everything. Like, yeah, can I talk to you? Take him over here, and I'm like, what's your problem? He's like, what do you mean? I go, my fault? Running out of position? Do you even know the game? Were you even at the game? Nope. Up there, eating popcorn, wasn't paying attention.
Watching baseball.
Yeah, exactly. And he's was dying on his sword. Ran into him later that year at the Cheshire. May have been a little heated argument at the bar over a couple beers. Just like, why are you writing something that dumb?
Mm-hmm.
My fault.
That's old school, though. I like it when a player and journalist can kind of like get into it a little bit. The next day, I remember talking to you on the phone. You were very heated as maybe I've ever heard you.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, because it was the stupidest article ever read.
And
by the way, Cam, never read articles, never really paid attention. Somebody actually put it in front of my face and like, are you reading this crap?
Was that a dirty hit by Yzerman?
Yeah.
Yeah. Because he went low on you.
I was going to, when I came back the next year, late in the year, I was going to get him. I'm like, okay, he tore my ACL, ended, I missed a whole year.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, all right, we were playing. Came back, and then we were playing him, and then we're in a line brawl. Who do I grab? He's right there. And all I hear is kids screaming at me, no, don't do it.
Why?
Because he didn't want me to kill him.
Mm-hmm.
Really? Yeah.
And so you didn't grab him?
I grabbed him.
Okay, and what'd you do?
I didn't do anything.
Just kind of shake it. Did you ever say anything to him? Like,
no, he apologized.
He did?
Yeah.
He send you like a bottle of wine or something?
No, he called me in the summer.
Yeah.
I mean, do I think he was trying to blow my ACL out? No. But he was dealing with his own knee issues at the time.
Yeah.
So, no. Do I think he did it on purpose? No. But
maybe he went low on you on purpose, right?
Well, he went low on purpose. I don't think he went low into me on purpose.
Of course not, yeah.
I think he was, again, I had him lined up.
Mm-hmm.
He ducked
Mm-hmm.
and ducked into my knee as I was planting to hit him. Clean, by the way.
Everyone says you were the dirtiest player ever. Who do you think was the dirtiest player you played against?
Let me ask you this, and he'll have an answer for this. How many teams do you think tried to hurt me, tried to do not nice things to me?
Dirty things to you.
Yeah. How many teams do you think said, "Oh, we're going to get that guy tonight"? How many do you think?
How many teams are there?
If there were 30 in the league at the time.
There would be 30 probably. Yeah.
How many?
30.
You think my teammates were trying to do that?
29 other teams, yeah.
Okay.
There it is.
And by the way,
I can't even ask.
and every
so funny,
single
man.
player, whether they were
They wanted
that type of player or not, if they got a chance to spear me, stick me, hit me, do something to me, they were doing it.
You're constantly pissed off every single game because of that, right?
Well, I had to. First off, I learned early in my career how I had to play to be successful.
Yeah.
And you know what? I got an X on my back, so I might as well be the aggressor.
Yeah.
Are you ducking the question?
What's the question?
Who was the
I thought I answered
dirtiest player you played against?
I
Who was dirty?
29 teams, dude.
don't know if there was a one guy.
Yeah, okay.
I mean, there was usually, well, you remember the era.
Yeah.
There was a couple guys on every team.
Every team, yeah.
You know, there were a couple rats, a couple big guys, couple, you know.
What about that Bufflin?
Is he dirty?
Yeah, but like just like bumping against you. You know what I mean? Like I know I saw it. Just
That was a fun.
By the way,
Bufflin was hardcore.
How about this? That playoff series?
Yeah.
By the way, that's the only hit that ever circulates. That one hit when he hit me when I didn't have the puck, by the way.
I know.
Didn't have the puck, hits me. I'm like, and we're going to die on that sword. I manhandled him for 5.5 games. And that's the one hit.
Yeah.
He got one hit.
Is he the biggest player you ever had to move?
I mean, there was some, like John LeClaire, man. He was
Really?
Strong. We had him on. He's cool.
so strong.
Great.
So strong. I mean, there were a couple of times when we played Philly where you're like trying to move over, I'm just like, I'm not moving this guy.
No, I'm getting in front of
He's
him.
planted.
Yeah.
But Bufflin, I'm like, no. You watch in the lead up to when you're playing in a series, you watch what they do. Like Bertuzzi, same thing. He would push you into the goalie or push off you, and then I'm like, I mean, you got to pay attention to that stuff. You know their moves, you know what they do, and you know how to counteract it.
Yeah.
So I would be the aggressor and get him out of there, or spear him in the nuts, or do whatever you got to do. Just to the first game in Chicago in that series, picked him up, slammed him on the ice, stared down on him like, I'm here, brother.
What?
All game.
What are you gonna do?
Yeah, what are you going to do? I'm here, waiting for your response.
I'll be on the ice.
You know where to find me.
We had Alexander Dagon,
Yeah.
who was drafted out of you.
Great guy.
Great. He was great. We loved talking
sweetheart
to him.
guy. Yeah.
Did you understand what he was saying at the draft when no one remembers? He was trying to he kind of justified.
It was like the Ricky Bobby, if you're not first, you're last. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
No, but he's broken English. And he kind of fucked.
Well, he
it up.
did.
Care that you
I played with him that year. We played together at the World Juniors.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He did not speak very much English.
No, he did not.
No.
He's like, I'm talking about a quote my dad told me.
Yeah, right.
Well, and oh, by the way, thank God I didn't go to Ottawa.
Oh,
God, what a disaster.
Over at Harvard.
Well, they both were disasters. Hartford.
You're right.
Think about that. At the time,
Yeah, Ottawa.
Hartford was better than Ottawa.
Wow.
Okay.
Just with how they ran the organization,
God,
how they protected him, how they
there.
not the media. It's expectations. It's
The hype.
how you protect the player. How you you know what? Answering questions every single day as an 18-year-old. Do you really need to do that?
It's like Darnell Nurse. Why would they even have him? And I know, when you get to the conference final, did you see his press conference yesterday?
No.
He was giving 3-word answers, took a lot of heat
Yeah.
for talking to the media and kind of being rude to the media and not answering questions.
Okay, but hold on.
But why was he even put in that situation?
Because you need to answer the bell.
Okay.
Yeah. By the way,
it's fine.
it doesn't matter that he gave 3-word answers. He showed up. Yeah. By the way, I guarantee you, some of those media, if they rip him and he tries to find him, they're going to be hiding.
Mm-hmm.
He was there to show his face. He's proud.
Yeah.
I think. And oh, by the way, you're sending a statement to your teammates. I'm here. I'll take the criticism.
Let's go.
I'll take it.
Damn right.
Let's go out there and show on the ice.
They did.
We're still in it.
They didn't ask any tough questions, though, really, to him in the scrum.
Well, what are you going to ask him? What would you have asked him? Let's hear it. Go ahead,
Scoops?
Eddie. Go ahead.
Hold on.
What are you gonna? No,
I'm
no, no,
saying-
no,
No, no, no. Now you're pushing
He
it
asked
up.
you a question.
Can I
answer?
No, no, no. Hey, easy with your hamburger helper hands in my
He
in
asked
my
you a question.
face. Hold on. If he's taking a lot of heat and he's getting bashed by the media, well, this is an opportunity to talk to him directly. Is what I'm saying. And it was like they're asking questions about how other guys are playing and stuff like that. I'm just saying it
Well, then
wasn't
that was a missed opportunity on their part.
correct. That's
Okay.
what I'm
Well,
trying to
What would
say.
you have asked them?
How would you evaluate your performance so far in the series?
Well, I think as we hear over and over,
D
stats don't lie.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I mean, listen, if you
Yeah.
for those people out there that don't realize this, if you don't think players don't realize they're struggling,
I know. Listen.
there are moments in time where it comes
Hey.
easy. Let me finish.
Yeah.
Don't interrupt again.
Hey, Jesus.
There are moments in time where it comes easy, where you're just sitting back in the rocking chair. Everything just feels great.
Yeah.
And there's moments in time where you just can't feel anything.
Mhm.
And you're just like, oh, man, you have to dumb it down and simplify it because it's not good right now.
Yeah.
And you just have to make it as simple as possible. Don't get outside your comfort zone. I think sometimes, especially in a team like that, that's that high flying and that up tempo and fast paced, everything's like chaotic. And it needs, sometimes you got to slow it down.
That's fine. And I would not have been bashing and then and players who have played here over the years, I don't do the scrums anyway, for the most part. Unless you really have to.
No, you wait. You wait on the
wait until
you
you're
wait
already
on the
done.
backside of the scrum to get your one-on-one.
Yeah, yeah. Wait till everybody's gone.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Who's winning the cup?
King of the one-on-one.
Yeah.
Who's winning the cup? Who's the best team right now? Florida.
I would argue Florida. Just the physicality, and they're healthy. Last year they were banged up.
Yeah.
If they stay healthy,
Yes.
they have to stay healthy.
Matthew didn't get hurt till the final last year.
Hey, he was.
Thanks, Tips.
Yeah. He couldn't even move his shoulder.
Sternum.
Was it? Yeah. Couldn't he? Remember?
Colasar.
Yeah, it was a big hit.
Yes. Yeah. He stepped up on the DM.
But when you think about it, this year, are they going to be like bumps and bruises? Yes. But they have a lot of depth. They play a fast, physical game. They get in quick. They play hard.
Mm-hmm.
They have a goalie. And again, as long as he stays hot. Because if he gets cold, he can't stop a beach ball.
Dude, I got to ask you about the Jordan Binnington stuff, man. I mean, this guy, blocker to the
The
face.
Ben dog, baby.
Then you throw him the change up from the slot.
Yeah.
And it looked like you didn't get all of it, but maybe you did. I don't know. And you score a goal a few minutes later. He takes the mask off and says something to you on the
He's
bench.
cool as hell.
You gave the old Michael Jordan in the playoffs when he wouldn't miss, just look at the stands, That
so
was
funny,
Had you guys ever like met since then or talked to? Like, were you guys like, what is going on? Did you know you could get under his skin? Because he wasn't that way. I think Binnington, man, and he made a concerted effort to kind of put that shelf all that last season. He had a great season last year. But walk us through that whole sequence, man, playing against the Blues that game.
Yeah. No, I mean, he's a phenomenal goalie. I'm going to start by saying that. And I've got a ton of respect for him as a player. We've known, I mean, everyone knows, the whole league knows that he has that side of it, right? Him and I have had a few little scuffles in the past, like just little stuff, but nothing like the Fleury and him deal, like never anything like that. And never anything like the Pittsburgh thing. But I also think there's a certain aspect of I played against the Blues for so long with Minnesota that when I go to Pittsburgh, those guys don't feel that same rivalry with the Blues that I did. I hate the Blues. I hate that team. But I've hated them because we had 2 playoff series against them. And, we've played against them so much. And so that's part of that. And that's just the same way for anybody that plays. It's Pittsburgh with Washington, right? The first time I played Washington with Pittsburgh, I was like a deer in headlights. This is fucking crazy. It was even crazier than what I felt. But it's because of all their playoff runs and, all the things that they had. So for that game, I think there was, just with Binnington in general, him and I have had, a few drawing matches back and forth. So then I get a blocker to the face. Kind of a funny story about that. So I end up going down, gets me right in the nose with the blocker. Or I think it was actually his glove. No, it was his blocker. It was. So then I go down and I'm and I don't even remember who the ref was, comes over and he's like, "Hey, are you bleeding?" I'm like, "I don't know. I think I'm fine." And he's like, "I'm going to give him a 5 for that." And I'm like, "Okay." And he goes, I just, that was a dangerous play. So I'm standing there, I hear the ref tell me this. At this point, our trainer is already out there. check me, whatever. My nose is bleeding, but nothing like crazy. So I have the towel, skate off, whatever. And then I'm in the locker room, Doc's checking it. There was only like a minute left in the period. They take the penalty away completely. So now I look like an idiot because I was essentially told like, hey, he's going to get a 5 because, there was a dangerous play and so on and so forth. So I think, that's happening for sure. I'm playing it up a little bit to make sure that the 5 sticks and whatever takes it away completely after they review the penalty. So then fast forward, next period, come out, second period, I score the goal, celebrate. And as I am skating back to the bench, I just stared Binnington down the whole time. So I never stopped looking at him as I skated by. And that's, I think, what made him come back to the bench is because he ended up getting pulled, which I didn't know he was going to get pulled. So I stared him down. Then I go to the line. I think I stared him down again as I turned back to the bench. Then he gets pulled. So he's skating back to the bench. That's when he takes his helmet off and starts yelling at me. And
so he's yelling at you when he took his helmet off. He's yelling at you specifically.
Oh yeah.
What's he saying?
Oh yeah. And honestly, I don't remember fully. It was something along the lines of like, I have no respect for somebody like you, or something of that sort. And he, and that's why I went like that. I was like, all right, whatever. Kind of funny coming from a guy like you. Simultaneously, who was their goalie at that?
Oh my God, Thomas Greiss.
Yeah,
he just
Greiss
totally
comes in and just
did it.
Takes out the net.
Yeah,
it was absolute chaos. He takes out the net completely. It was pretty funny.
I know completely. You're sitting next to Gensel, maybe. I think because his look. He's watching it on the Jumbotron when they show you on the bench afterwards. I'm like, this is like the most disastrous sequence. I could just imagine, like, if you're a coach or a general manager, like watching this and be like, what the fuck is going on? This is the worst situation ever.
Because then I think Chief called him out after the game. He's like, I think he needs to worry more about stopping pucks than he does, this or that and whatever. But it was kind of funny. I mean, I didn't realize how much like this thing would blow up. It kind of became like a thing. It was like one of, a meme or whatever it is.
He cares so much, man. Like
he's good dude.
He's one of those guys. Like the team was so bad defensively that year. I just think he's like,
you'd like him.
He's the leader. He's the emotional leader. He's at times the best player. Like he's just he wears it all, and I think sometimes just the frustration gets a little bit overwhelming. But the Cam & Strick podcast is brought to you by Bellman, BEHLMANN, Bellman Automotive, located where?
Troy,
Missouri. Buick GMC on one side of the street, right on the other side, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. Get yourself some new wheels in time for the winter. All right, I hope you enjoyed the best of from 2024. Who had better best of moments? Was it me or you?
I would say our guests more than me.
Oh, they
and
had
you.
the best
Yeah,
moments. Yeah.
Yeah. Andy complaining about his elbow is the best moment. Andy thinks his elbow, like people like enjoy when he complains about his elbow. They don't. They don't care about that. That's why we didn't clip it off. Our guests were the best.
Well, that's why
they're the best.
I'm a little tired today because of my lack of sleep because of my elbow injury. My doctor prescribed me medicine. I've been taking this pill now it's like 30 pills. I'm taking one a day. It's probably been at least 2 weeks, Cam. It's not doing much for me right now.
People care about that,
So tennis elbow, it's a real thing. Anybody who's had it, man, you guys know what I'm living through. I'm grinding it out.
People are worried about him. I mean, get the fuck out of here.
You get a new scarf? Is that a new one?
Nah. Not a new one. I've had this for
Aren't
a little
you
while.
hot, dude? I am hot in here.
It is a little hot in here. I might have to take this bad
What
boy
does the
off.
scarf do? It covers
It's
something.
my fucking
It
thing.
covers something.
Well, if I spill like chewing tobacco on my shirt, I got to wear this bad boy. But it's just like my little thing I do.
And you got a new shirt too.
No, this is first form.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Wow. Is that a fleece?
Yeah.
Oh, that's the normal brand collab.
Is that what this is?
Yeah, I believe so.
It's badass. Kate dressed me again today.
Oh, does she?
Yeah.
Does she lay your clothes out for you?
Yeah, she does.
Hey, listen, guys. I got this box here. I'm gonna. You have to tune into the episode here coming up with John Hines.
Yeah.
And we'll open it up. There could be a little kitty in there. You never know.
Oh, I hope so. Because, I hope not actually, because it's probably gonna die.
Oh my God.
Well, they can't breathe whenever you close the box like this, Andy. So the thing's dead.
But no,
just like my other cat.
This year, oh my God, no! This year, 2024 has been dedicated to Boo Boo. We are thinking about Boo Boo.
We love you
all
so
of you
much.
that are closest to Boo Boo.
There's a lot of people that know about Boo Boo. Just so you know, a lot of people.
Well, we're in our Boo Boo studios live at Half Coast.
Yeah. We miss her every single day. All good.
Okay.
All good. You brought it up.
You need to get a new one.
You brought it.
My eyes are itching just talking about
I
the
told
cat.
Kate like that would be like the best gift.
Oh my
I
God.
did. Well, look, we got best stuff going on. We got best stuff. We want all y'all to know that support our sponsors. Check us out on YouTube. Check out all our social media, by the way, from Instagram to Twitter to Facebook.
Everyone.
Cam and Strick, Andy, me, all our shit. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. We love all you guys.
Firstform.com, man. We appreciate all their support.
Damn right.
Firstform.com/Cam and Strick. Always use our link. You know, right now they're having a contest, I think, for like whoever has the most new subscribers or whatever.
Yep.
Wins like a big cash prize.
Oh, dang, boy.
So we need our people to step up for that.
Step up. Let's go. First Form.
Illinois Recovery Center, so important to
Damn
everything
right.
we do, man.
Especially during the holidays. Right there in Swansea, Illinois. Chrissy Pondoff, Eric Conley. Love all you guys.
Love all y'all. Reach out to me if you guys need to get in touch with Chrissy. Actually, somebody just did. Did I tell you that?
No.
Yeah,
No, we could talk about it's all good. Like,
Okay, yeah,
people
somebody reached out, and I got them in touch with
Chrissy.
Yeah.
Good.
So
that's how you do it, man.
Hat Launch, man, they are the best people ever. Again, on the other side of the river, right there in Illinois. #1 source for customized hats in the entire universe.
Hat Launch, let's go.
Hat Launch, baby. HatLaunch.com. Check that out. Get yourself a hat and get it today. And have it look the way that you want it to look. Sparks Hockey, man. Stay away from Seth. Get a Sparks today and go out there and play with a peace of mind that only Sparks Hockey can give you. Stay away from Seth because we all know that
He's a fucking weirdo.
Blue Note Roofing, man. David Novak. Nobody's better than David Novak. 314-920-5713. Call David Novak today. Let him climb up on your roof and hook you up again. Get yourself a new roof before that expiration date comes when that insurance company won't pay for it.
Damn right, baby.
Bolt Sports, man. I've been practicing my stick handling. You know, I'm dangling left and right, Cam. And looking forward to bringing it in. I might bring it into the studio so you and I can have a competition.
People would, that'd actually probably be cool. I don't know if we have room in here, but we could do that somewhere else.
Okay.
And film it, you know.
Okay.
You don't have to bring it in the studio.
Well, I can bring it anywhere. You can take it anywhere you want.
I know, but like there's no room. We have cameras here and stuff like that.
Well, that's why you do it in front of the cameras.
Oh, yeah. Where? Right here in this little area? No, I'm not doing it.
Bolt
These things
Sports,
like
man.
$1,000 a
Get the
piece.
dangles, get the snipes, and get the e-cones, man. Best way to train your up-and-coming hockey player. Or if you're an adult, you want to get better in the men's league. Or, excuse me, the person's league.
Yeah. People kind.
Do you know it's a lines person?
Huh?
It's a lines person.
Let's go, dude.
Okay.
Don't get.
I just didn't
let's
know
go.
if you
People,
knew that.
Let's go.
Because
Let's
now you're
go.
doing some radio games. I want to make sure you're saying
let's
it
go.
the right
Let's go.
Saying it the
Let's
right
go,
way.
Andy. Come on.
So we appreciate everybody. Of course, Bellman, man. At Bellman, you get
Swinging
no what.
dicks. None of that bullshit. We don't fuck around with that.
But you get the best customer service from the best people. Danny
They're
Boy,
awesome.
everybody.
Troy,
over
Missouri.
there.
Troy, Missouri.
Danny, Dale, and Kenny.
Goddamn, boy.
Happy holidays. To
Love all you
to
guys,
the
man.
Bellmans.
What's up?
Hey, thanks for all your support. Hope you enjoyed this edition of the best of. Do we have 2 episodes, right? 2 episodes of that. One Christmas week and then the other one New Year's week. Sometimes you just got to take a break. We're headed off to the Winter Classic and doing some other stuff too. Cam probably will just...
No, I'll be chilling at home. You kidding? I'm not going there.
But happy holidays to you and
Love you
yours.
guys.